I don't want two worlds. I'd rather have two worlds on the fourth map because it's a relatively easy map to do. So, like the calm before the storm. You could think of it that way. That is preferable. Okay, well, or you cannot give me what I want. That works too. Alright, so this strategy for the map is very easy. As always, when you start a map, you want to start off by picking up all the resources nearby. This is the first map with butterflies, so I can actually bring up how to kill butterflies. Archipelago must destroy my sanity. Yeah, but my sanity is already low, right? So for this map, I'm likely going to recover sanity. So if I get Archipelago on the fourth map, then I'll butcher my sanity again, right before the nighttime map. That's why I wanted Archipelago or Occult Reception, because those maps will butcher your sanity. Occult Reception has obelisks, and with Turkey, I'm going to ignore that. And Archipelago has wormholes, so. As with the beginning of every map, you want to explore your immediate area and gather as much as you can. I'll go over the butterfly thing. Alright, so if you want to kill butterflies, wait until they land on a flower or nothing, in case this one will. And then you just walk up to them and force attack. Not like that. You can do another strategy, which I'll show you. Which is just click past them, and then force attack them. Easy peasy. I'm going to leave the turkey alone. Do not use this tent. Waste of time. Just continue with the map. It's a very, very easy map. You can look at this. It's daytime for like forever. Nighttime is super short. The point of Two Worlds, the very beginning of Two Worlds, is to just gather as many resources as you can to get yourself ready for the dangerous of the Two Worlds. The hell of Two Worlds, if you start in heaven. The chaos if you start with order. The opposite of good, the evil world. Just getting ready for that. Backpack's good. Good item to always start off with. Normally you would need flint right here for making tools. I know a lot of people will probably be like, "Oh, I got flint. Let's make an axe." Don't do that. That's not a good idea. Not right away anyway, because so far, like as you see, I've went through this entire area here, and the only piece of flint I found was this one. If that's the case, then there's a chance that you might have an outage of flint. Luckily there's flint over here. There's almost always a lot of flint, but just in case. You can't be too sure. You want to keep 2 flint to make a pickaxe instead, because with a pickaxe, you can mine rocks for more flint in case you need it. But yeah, I started with gold for a reason, and that is to get the resources that I actually need, which is logs. So I will use my axe to do that. Let's see. Now, I mean, is it harder to survive on a simpler map, or is it just necessary to get out as soon as possible? You want to finish as soon as possible because you want to just clear every map if you can, as fast as you can. Because the thing is, Don't Starve is a timed game after all. Moz Wolf, thanks for following. It's essentially a timed game. Your sanity, your hunger will just drain slowly, so you don't want to stick around for too long. Even though you can sustain it, it is still going to drop eventually. So at some point you will want to get off this area if you can. Get through this area if you can, I should say. The ship is a teaser for Don't Starve Shipwrecked. It's the single-player expansion that's apparently coming out very soon. I'm still kind of skeptical about that. I'm not sure how long it's going to take them to actually get it out for good. for real. But they said fall 2015. Alright, so the reason why butterflies are a very good resource is because they restore hunger and health. And they restore a lot of health. They restore 8 health each. And 8 health each is, like, for no drawback, basically. Is a lot of health in case you need it. Most things only damage you for about 20 to 40 health. They don't do too much damage to you. So basically, it heals like nearly 10% of your health that you lose whenever you take a hit. So I want to have about 15 to 20 of every resource if possible. Resources are in my backpack, that's just my habit. Pretty bad habit, I would say, because if for some reason you drop the backpack, or if you lose the backpack somehow, then you lose all your resources. If your backpack burns, like back in the day when I was newer at the game, I used to always burn my backpack for some reason. I don't know why, but I always ended up burning my backpack. And by doing that, I lost like all of my resources. Half of them are flammable, so losing that is a pretty big pain in the ass. Okay, so I'm pretty good on resources. I don't think I'm going to need much more. I'll get 2 more twigs just in case to reach that 15 number threshold. Is Chester? I guess I'll bring Chester. He's not very useful, but I'll take him along. Mine some rocks, and then that'll be day 1. And there's a backpack command, because I used to burn my backpack all the time. The funniest one, I'll probably dig through the archives on my spare drive eventually, and I'll probably put it on YouTube eventually, but I'm not sure when that'll be, when I actually can access that stuff. But it was funny when I was doing survival mode. I went underground, and I used the, did I use it or did I hammer it? I think I hammered it. I hammered the ancient pseudoscience machine, and before I did that, I dropped my backpack, because why did I do it? I guess I did it to put on armor, because I don't use mods. And basically, the backpack started burning, because whenever you hammer the pseudoscience machine, it strikes lightning at your location. And the lightning started to fire. That was the first time I used my miner hat in 3 maps, because I haven't made a torch yet. I could have just made a torch, but I wanted to keep on moving. And the miner hat has a lot of fuel anyway, so it doesn't take that much to use. I'm gonna make a hammer here. This is why the hammer's so good. So you can hammer the pig heads at the touchstones and make yourself a helmet. Otherwise, you'd have to kill pigs to get pig skin, and that's pretty annoying. I don't like doing that. Plus you get twigs too. Twigs are nice. Yeah, it's funny for people watching, but I wasn't very amused by that. Although it was kind of comical, because before then I used to burn my backpack all the time. And for the backpack to burn in that way, it was pretty funny. But yeah, getting stuck in the caves, though, losing all of your resources, is not funny. Yeah, the swamp can be dangerous as long as you keep moving, though. It should be fine. Just keep moving around and watch when your sanity drops rapidly, because that is indicative of a tentacle being nearby you. Oh yeah, the fire hounds. That's true. Because I don't use mods, I have to always put on armor, and yeah, whenever the fire hounds attacked, I would drop my backpack for armor, and they would burn my backpack. The merms are okay as long as you don't get too close to them. They don't really bother you. They're pretty derpy and stupid. You may have noticed that I haven't used my divining rod. That's because this safe world, it's basically an island. It doesn't have anything except for resources for you to use. So you're never going to find one of the things here. The things are always on the separate island. Now be careful here. These guardian pigs will attack you if you threaten their king, which is a statue. That's how smart they are. Oh, and a torch, too. They defend the statue and their torches, because that's their king. Yeah. Not very smart things. If they aggro you and they attack you, they leash onto you. That's just how mobs work. I can actually show you right now. So notice how each of them attacked me. They're all going to chase me. I'm going to let this one attack me. These four are going to go away, while this one is going to continue chasing me. Just watch. Yeah, see? So those four lost interest in me because it didn't renew its attack leash onto me. Because it didn't actually attack me, or attempt to attack me. It aggroed again because Chester was there, so that's just an example of how leashing works in this game. As long as they continuously have a target to attack, they'll be interested in you. So if you let those worms walk up to you, they'll continue being interested in you and chase you around. So I'm almost done with this area. I just want to finish exploring it. I haven't found the wormhole off yet, off this island. But I will try and look for it in the center somewhere. You want to explore the edges first, and then explore the center after. There's a sick wormhole there, but I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to find the healthy wormhole. I made you play ROG again? Well, Shipwrecked is coming out, right? So now is a good time to rekindle your love for Don't Starve. Yeah, I'm going to fill in everything. I'm just going to do a classic exploration. This is how you should be exploring in survival mode. You want to go along the edges first and then fill in the blanks afterwards. I'm going to grab these. Why didn't I grab them the first time? Maybe I was just talking, so I just forgot. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I found the wormhole. Yeah, so once I enter the wormhole, I'm gonna go through the other item, other island, not item, go through to the other island, and on that island, all 5 things will be there. The 4 you have to collect, and the 1 you have to use as the base of the teleporter. What does the sick wormhole do? Yes, it dies after you go inside of it. Unfortunately. So I don't want to kill it. I don't want to be mean and kill the thing, because that's very rude. So I'll use a healthy one, and this one will not die. Because death is bad. Oh my god, speaking of bad. Okay. When I unpause the game, I have to run. Because I just got spawned in the middle of a pack of hounds. That's cool. That's cool RNG. That's 6 hound mounds, and I think there's like 1 or 2 more up there. So, as always with the new area, let's say you just started the map. Essentially, this is starting the map. Think of it that way. I want to go along to the edges. I want to pick up my resources from the immediate surroundings if you're starting off, if you actually need resources. But I have resources already, so I'm just going to go to the edge and explore from the edge. Now. Rip. Oh, that's not the edge. Okay, I'm going to go this way then. Just go along the edge. That's a blue mushroom in case I need health. I'll have to shovel that up because nighttime is very short. And here is when I'm actually going to use this a lot. And this is the map especially. I always mention that you have to use this thing even though you just picked up one of the things. And this is the map that, you know, has everything in a real clumped area, and it actually becomes very apparent why I keep telling you to do this. You piece of shit. It's not a winter map, so I don't have to put my winter hat on. I don't need the sanity either. I don't really care too much about sanity. Merms versus mosquitoes. If the merms can hit the mosquito, then the merm will win. If the worm can't hit it, they'll just run around and act like idiots. Oh, there's the crank thing. So the reason why you want to use this again is because this map has everything in one area, on one island. So this is one island. This is probably another island, I'm guessing. Maybe like this way, maybe up a little bit, like that. And there are 5 things on this small island. And there's a chance for things to spawn right next to each other. So let's say that the crank thing was here and the ring thing was right here. Well, the signal that I've been getting from the divining rod, it picks up both of them. So let's say I find the crank thing like I did, and the ring thing actually is here. If I don't check the divining rod again to see if there's still a signal, I may just miss it altogether, because I might be thinking, well, this area gave a signal, and I already picked up the item that gave off the signal. So there's no way there's anything here. But, because this is 2 worlds, there is a chance for there to be 2 things right next to each other. And if it's in the fog of war, if it's in the darkness, you will never find out unless you actually keep on checking your divining rod. So that is the reason you do that. Luckily, though, there is nothing nearby. Just one thing. This map is one you can finish in like 2 days, basically. So, one more day. I guess it's 3 days, but it shows it's 2 days when you actually clear the map. It says you survived for 2 days, because the 3rd day never completed. But in general, that's what you should be aiming for. There's a beefalo hat over there. I'm not going to grab it, I don't need it. Yeah, there's no penalty for using the divining rod anyway, so you might as well keep on using it over and over again. So I'm heading in the right direction again. Island is bigger than I thought it was, but it's still a small island after all. It's always a pretty small island. If you do miss out on something, let's say I explore everything, the entire edge, and I'm still missing stuff, then that's when you fill in the edges, fill in the middle from the edges. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, see, this map is really small. It's a very easy map. I'm not going to put it in Chester. Do I want to hammer this stuff? I might as well. Might as well do it just to show you what the hammer's used for. I always make a hammer, like 99% of the time. Maybe 95. 90% of the time. Okay, how about we go with 90? 90% of the time, I grab the hammer on adventure mode. 100% of the time in survival mode, I make a hammer early game. That's a bit different. And the reason for this is because you will find items that you can deconstruct, and it's just really efficient. Just getting items from these just random set pieces or whatever that you find on the ground. It's just super efficient, and it's always a good idea to make a hammer for that reason. Now, you may have noticed that I picked up the shovel. The reason for that is because I'm going to be shoveling up some blue mushrooms along the way. So this is another example of me planning ahead planning. Usually I don't. I just leave the shovel. The shovel's pretty much garbage for most maps. In most cases, the shovel is completely useless. The shovel is good on survival mode because it helps you increase your sustain. So every time you cut down a tree, I'm heading in the right direction. So there's something nearby. Every time you cut down a tree, you can take the stump with the shovel. Just shovel the stump out, and you'll get one more extra log. But in most cases in adventure mode, the shovel is not going to help you that much. For blue mushrooms, I would say that's the only thing they use shovels for, or mushrooms in general. If you have, like, let's say, a map where it's hardly nighttime, this is when you have to use the shovel. Because this map is, like, basically never nighttime. And nighttime is the only time that blue mushrooms actually come out. Okay, so this is the box thing. There's also a weapon here if I need it, but I guess I'll keep the weapon just in case. Flash this again, see if there's... Oh, there's something nearby as well. Gonna keep going along the edge though, because that is the routine. And I will flicker my miner hat because nighttime only lasts for one notch. I always check the map, see if I'm going the right way. Because I don't want to run into a wall randomly. Ooh, mushroom. Grab the mushrooms at the very beginning of daytime. If I was a bit quicker, then I could have grabbed it. But I was not quick enough. So the plan is to eat all the mushrooms for sanity at the very end, and then use the butterfly wings to recover my health, because they damage your health if you cook blue mushrooms and then eat them. My favorite character in survival... This is always a difficult question. My favorite character is Wendy, but I don't like playing her because she is very terrible. Characters without a 1.0 or higher damage multiplier are extremely annoying to play in the late game. It's not impossible, but it's just annoying. I feel like it's nice to have different characters with different stats, but I think that characters like Wes and Wendy are just at such a huge disadvantage in the late game. Especially in ROG. In vanilla it's not too bad because you just have to worry about the Deerclops. In ROG, you have to worry about every giant. And if you have a lower damage mod, it's very terrible. I didn't miss a thing, because it was just clockwork stuff on the ground. This is the wooden thing. Otherwise, like, I know what you mean. Like, this area here, there was something there. But if it was the thing, you would see it go crazy, like this. So... that's how I knew it wasn't anything. Wigfrid is the best character, like, overall, by far the best character. Her weaknesses aren't even real weaknesses. I've been playing Wigfrid a lot recently, I guess you could say it. Don't Starve Together, I've been playing Wigfrid a lot. But that's because Wigfrid is terribly, terribly broken. And she provides a lot in Don't Starve Together. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to leave Chester here, and I'm going to drop a couple things on top of the wooden thing. Then I'm going to continue exploring without Chester, because I don't need him. This map is pretty easy, so Chester is not really necessary. I'm not going to carry a bunch of items anyway. And this is where it kind of gets difficult. If you find the wooden thing, and there's something nearby it, so in this case it would be the... what am I missing? The ring thing. If the ring thing's right next to it, then I wouldn't know because the signal that is given off in the area, it's like I know there's something there already, but there could be something hidden. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue going along the edge just because this is the routine. I want to figure out how big this place is, and that way it's even better for you because you'll know. You basically cut off the RNG by exploring the boundaries first. So you know how big the map is. You can just fill in the rest after. Let's see. She was hard to play when you played her the first time, but after that, she's awesome. Yeah, she's hard to play for newer players. I wouldn't recommend her if you're new at the game because you need to, like, most of the resources that you get are not resources that she can use. So I'm talking about food, obviously. She can't eat anything that you start off with. So all these items here, you can't eat them. You just have to hunt stuff. But once you know how to, fight things, once you understand combat, it becomes very easy. So right now I'm filling the blanks. I'm gonna cut across actually. Yeah, once you learn combat, Wigfrid is by far the best character. Very significant margin. Yeah, bacon and eggs is just too powerful. I was hoping they would nerf it. Like, meat items in general, I think they should probably nerf. Because Wigfrid doesn't really have a clear weakness, if you know what you're doing. But Klei doesn't really balance around, like, actual balance. They balance around having unique characters that provide you with unique experiences. But the thing is, for me, I think that the way you play the characters are not that different. You still do the same things, essentially the same things. And even some of the weaknesses like, what is it? Wickerbottom can't eat spoiled food. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, you can even eat monster meat. You can just kill spiders for monster meat. And the more spiders you fight, the more health you regen. And the sanity is also recovered. So basically, you never run out of stats. Okay, so it's still picking up the wooden thing. Where exactly is the ring thing? This is so irritating. I'm actually just going to cut through here. I think it's probably in this area. Yeah, I have a feeling I have to just look through the entire map. This area. This is so irritating. Alright, let's see if it's like right above it. I just gotta fill in all the blanks. I can't take shortcuts anymore. I'm trying to finish the map quicker, that's why I'm taking shortcuts. But if you want to do it more efficiently, you should fill in every single blank if possible. You take out the tooth traps. I've never tried. You might be able to shovel them? I'm not sure. I could check. Oh, Chester's over there. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? I'll check a bit later. I'll just fill in the blanks for now. Wonder if I missed something. It could be here. Because I went along the edges, and I didn't fill in this area yet, so it could be over there. So I will actually backtrack a bit. It's unfortunate, but I'm in a situation where I probably did miss it, just because it wasn't conveniently along the edge. In a lot of cases, they're not conveniently along the edge. So I would say that this is a pretty lucky run so far, and this is exactly what should be happening when you play adventure mode on this map. You have to explore the map, and then you have to fill in the blanks in order to find what you need. But if it isn't over there, I guess it's somewhere around here. That is a pretty big area. It's probably there. Interesting. So it's like a little circle here. What did I miss, actually? I know I checked every time I picked up an item. The signal's not going off, which is very strange. If it's in this area, the signal should have gone off already. Plus, I kept flashing it over and over again when I was here the first time, along the edges. The moon cycle is 15 days? It's been a while since I've done survival, and it's different for Don't Starve Together, so I'm actually not sure. But I will fill in this area. It's probably there. Honestly, it probably is there. Yeah, I'm always insane. That's just how I roll. My butterfly wings are going bad, though. That's not good. Watch it be, like, here or something. That'd be so stupid. I mean, it looks like I'm filling in everything anyway. Basically everything. Oh, okay, so it is here. So it is in the middle. And of course there are killer bees as usual. Oh shit, that is not what I wanted to hit. Rip. That was not what I wanted to hit. Killer bees have pretty long aggro range, so gotta be careful of them. I could recover my sanity here, actually. I'm gonna rotate your camera around when you're in areas like this, the killer bee areas. Really? It didn't trigger? When I was here, it didn't trigger. Oh, it did trigger. Oh, maybe I used it over here. Okay, so maybe I did make a mistake. So that's the, mistake that I made. First-hand experience, showing you exactly why you should always check with this thing when you can, even after picking up something else. I may have checked, though. I think I did check, though, and I just kept going, because I wanted to explore the edges. I think that's probably what happened. Alright, let's grab some sanity here. Might as well. Usually I forgo doing like everything for the sake of exploration. That's just how I play. Because I think exploration is just so important. Must be getting pretty close. heading in the right direction, so I'm not going the right way. Alright, so it's not this way, it's not up, it's this way. If I see any grass, then I know it's here. Past it, okay. So it's probably up there. This is one of the other dangers of having a really long dusk. Which way did I go? It's here, right? The spiders never actually like go away. They just stay on the outside, stay along the outside, and harass you whenever you get close to them. It's pretty annoying. Alright, so that's the ring thing. It was right next to the box thing? Are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure I checked it. I'm pretty sure I did. I just kept going along the edge. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Just too focused on exploration. Alright, so now I gotta go to the exit. Right there. Butterfly wings. How much health do they restore right now? Restore 2 health. I mean, that's not too bad. Should be walking through the flowers of insanity. Two health is not 8 health, so it is pretty bad, I guess, but I don't mind too much. I should end this map with a pretty big amount of health. And hunger. And sanity. So I should be fine. Let's try that shovel thing. Shoveling up the traps. Because usually I just run around in adventure mode. I don't actually play around with the map. So I don't know all the interactions with the unique objects that you can encounter on adventure mode. Also, the shovels are useful for shoveling up stuff, like blue mushrooms, in case I do need them. And in this case, I probably will need them. No. 0 interaction except for stepping on them, which I will not do. Let's cook them. I'm gonna cook this, recover all of my sanity. I'll take a hit to my health, but I have a lot of stuff that actually restores health, so I don't have to worry. Also get my hunger to max, and then I'll be off the map. The 4th map is going to be a cold reception or archipelago, because there's no other maps available. Wow, my health. Rip health. Yeah, so in adventure mode, as a general rule, because you can only carry over 4 items, you want to use up all your consumables if you can. You want to pre-build everything, so I have to make sure I pre-build this campfire. Anything else that you want to pre-build, anything else you want to essentially carry over, you want to do it now. Anything that isn't really an item, like an item that takes up a slot. seems like it's really hot right now. Stand under there for shade. I just need to eat 6 more carrots and I'm done. Carrots, when you cook them, restore 3 health. When you don't cook them, they restore 1 health. It's not that big of a difference, but it does add up. Alright, I'm gonna wait until that bishop calms down before I go back. And then I want to make sure that I have all my items that I want to bring over here. The miner hat is going to be very useful. The gold, I only have 7 gold left. I'll bring the gold over as usual. Activate it. God damn it, stupid horses. You can also bring a tentacle spike. Let's see, archipelago. How much combat is there? Not that much. I could just make a spear. I did research a spear already, so I think it's fine. There is a delay on when you activate this. As you saw, when the head was actually taking shape, I couldn't do anything, and then like a second later, the UI opened up where I can drag and drop stuff inside. So during that time, if you get attacked, you can't use the thing, so you may actually take some damage. That's why I ran away, just to make sure I don't take any damage that I didn't need to for the next map. So I am done here. If it hits me now, it actually does nothing. 0 damage. Even if it shows you taking damage, it does 0 damage. 4 days, that took 1 extra, or actually, that took 2 extra days. 2 days longer than I expected. This is a very slow run, I guess. My previous run was a lot faster. You cannot bring Chester. Chester is bound to each world.